And it's showtime. Hello, 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 you guys. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my recap of Love in Paradise. For those of you guys who are not watching this live, who you are a part of the replay gang, please go on ahead and check the description box below to find out when I actually start talking about the show. We give it a little bit of 5 minutes, maybe a little more, with some, hey, welcome into the room chit chat before we get truly started. So check that out. See you then. All right, for those of you guys that are in the room, how are you? How art thou? I am back in my natural habitat where the Wi-Fi is strong, so I can show my face. Thank you for those of you who joined me yesterday when I talked about Love After Lockup. I think I'm going to end up doing a Love After Lockup cast update because there's been a lot going on. I don't know if you guys have been following all the information and all the news, but there has certainly been a lot going on. So I want to do that for y'all. Don't know when that's going to happen, though, because I'm traveling starting on Wednesday and I won't be home for 3 weeks. So that might be a wee bit ambitious. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video on any social media platform that you deem fit. You can tell your friends right now. You can text the link of this to your friends and be like, hey, this girl is talking about Love in Paradise. Watch her. She's super interesting. I appreciate it. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Ramsterdam. Hi, Joy. Hi, Tiana. Hi, Marissa. Thank you to Tiana and Ramsterdam for being my moderators. Love you guys so much. Charlene, hello, welcome. Evolving, hello, hi. And if you are all feeling or in a space in your life where you want to shout your girl out and drop a tip, you can do so on Venmo, Cash App. You can also do right here on YouTube with a super chat. However you want to do it. If you want to, you don't have to. I want to get something to clean my glasses. Can I go do that real quick? Can I just go hop that way and get something to clean my glasses so that when I look at your comments, not only can I see them, but I see them through a clear lens? That's what I'm going to do. So as you guys know, 5 minutes to get started anyway. So, yay! All right, be back. It's really hot today. It's like 1 and already 100 and something degrees where I'm at. It's maybe not 100 and something. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but let's see. 93. So it's being a little dramatic. 96. Okay, that's fine. Oh my God, Vanessa, thank you so much for that super sticker. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm sure it's super cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. A little tip before we even get started. I was listening to the Lizzo song and I am still trying to like it. It's supposed to get more hot later. I think I might go to the beach in a few. Oh yeah, go to the beach. Yeah. Go to the beach, girl. Live your life. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. What do you guys think of the song Rumors with Cardi B and Lizzo? It's not jumping out at me the way some of her other songs did, Lizzo's songs. It always takes me a second, like a couple of listens to like any song that comes out, unless it is exactly the soul song I need. But this one I was actually really surprised and excited about, and then it came out and I'm just like, I don't know if I like it. And as somebody who isn't religious, it bothers me when people say Goddamn. That bothers me. And it's a layover from the Christian days. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I think you're wrong or bad. It just, there's like, oh, don't say the Lord's name in vain. Like that's what it does to me. So like, so I'm always a little like apprehensive to any song like that. Okay, let's get started, you guys. I got 30 people in the room. Do we have 30 likes? 30 people in the room. Do we have 30 likes? Tammy, hi, Wa. Finally caught your live, but I've yet to watch the new episode. Just wanted to say hi from Derbyshire. Oh, New England, England, and give a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Tammy. Alexis, oh my God. The super chat. I forgot to make the noise. Thank you so much for that ever so generous super chat. Who's my favorite couple so far? The couple with the most interesting storyline to me is Sherlin and Ariana. The couple that I want to succeed, I guess, it's Martine and Steven. But I don't know, it's just too much drama. It seems like it's way too much drama for it to actually succeed. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started at 7 minutes. Let's just do that. Let's just 7. Couple seconds, then we'll get started. But yeah, oh, thank you. You like my shirt? I think I got it from Fashion Nova. I appreciate it. And hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Love in Paradise, the Caribbean, a 90-day story. Hashtag vacation, 90-day vacation bay. My name is Wahima, but just call me Wah. This is episode 5, season 1. Let's jump into the episode. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share on any social media platforms that you deem fit. Got some information going down at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to drop a little tip, you can do that. If you're watching this on the replay gang. If you guys are watching this on the replay, please leave a comment down below and do replay gang. I need you to write replay gang. Comment replay gang. Okay, let's start with the first couple since it was down there and somebody was making a comment. Jasmine put this on there. So we've got 2 Jasmines in the house. And I just want to bring up my notes real quick so that I can talk about them properly. So y'all, some ish went down between these 2, okay? Because Stephen has given her his password to his phone in order to prove to her that he has nothing to hide. Listen, I have never been in a serious relationship. So, and you guys know I'm super single, right? Never had a real boyfriend ever. So this whole culture of leaving one's phone available for the other person to check, to me, is extra and bananas. I understand that it's necessary in some people's relationship, but to me, if I have to be worrying about what is on someone else's phone, what's in their emails, what they're looking at online, do I really want to be in a relationship with this person? Do I really want to be in a relationship with somebody who, in order for me to feel at ease, I have to have complete access to their whole entire life? I personally don't feel like when 2 people enter into a relationship that they are now no longer an individual. Like I still want that person to have their individuality because I would want to have my individuality. So just the idea that this is even a conversation after he cheated on her 2 years ago, which seems like, girl, if you're not over it by now, if your drops of regaining the trust has not gotten you to a gallon to where you're at the trust now, then I think it's time to just be like, Sakabo is done. Because at this point, it just feels heavy and bag a lady, you gon' hurt your back. You can't hurry up, 'cause you got too much stuff. When they see you coming, take off running. It's true. It's like, it's just too much, right? So she has been minding her own business. Oh my God, Indy, thank you so much for the $4 pound. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Love you so much. I just think it's a lot. So she is putting on some lotion, girl, while Steven's in the shower, and his phone goes bling, bling, and she goes and looks at it, and it's from a number she doesn't recognize. And it says, "Are you up?" And so now she's thinking that somebody's reaching out to him trying to F-U-C-K. This makes her very upset. Her and Steven have had a pool party planned with his friends, and so she decides that she's not going to talk to him about it because she just wants to get through this pool party and have a good time and not bring it up. But she's simmering, okay? She's simmering. She's angry. She gets to the pool party. They have a couple drinks. She's feeling real loosey-goosey. Everything feels and seems like a good idea, which is what always happens when you've been drinking. So she starts to feel a little good. So she suggests that they play a game called Never Have I Ever. And I said, girl, go upstairs and get you some cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are other games y'all can play besides this Never Have I Ever game. Like, how old are you? I mean, they're young, so that's why. And so they play this game. And so his friends want to poke the bear and they want to cause trouble. So they start to say things that are, you know, fun and cute, but mildly inappropriate. They say things like, never have I been in a long-distance relationship. Never have I had a threesome. Never have I done this. And so it's a little bit feeling like they're choosing all of the things that Steven has done so that he can drink and that Martine can know and feel uncomfortable. One of his friends doesn't even like Martine. And he's like, she needs to stop doing the things that she's doing because she's doing too much. So one of the questions was, or one of the statements was, never have I ever cheated on my significant other. And so Steven has to take a drink because of his cheating 2 years ago. His friends are very messed up. Okay? They're messed up. And it wasn't even good TV. It just felt like bad sportsmanship. So she gets upset, Martine, and she walks away because she doesn't want to yell at him and cuss at him in front of his friends and make a fool of herself. But honey, you already have, okay? But the fact that you walked away from this situation means that you already have. Okay? And none of his friends like it. There's awkward moments. It's weird. So she walks away and then cools down, looks at her phone for a little bit because she says that she's simmering this whole time and she feels the rage coming up. And he's a little upset with his friends too because he realizes what they're doing. Then I don't know if the party's over or whatnot, but we have a scene with Steven and Martine in the hotel room, and Steven is in the corner on his phone being quiet, and Martine asks him what's wrong and what's going on, and he says nothing. He doesn't want to engage, doesn't want to talk about it. And she's like, what's going on? You know, and then I don't know how it comes out, but she says, who texted you last night? Who are you sending messages to right now? All your friends just left, so who are you talking to? And then again, that's when I'm like, I've never been in a relationship. I don't understand a lot of the nuances that come along with certain information and certain information and certain ways of behaviors that people are supposed to behave like. But Martina's not the only person who I've watched on TV do stuff like this. You're going to tell this grown man who lives thousands of miles away from you, has an whole island and ecosystem of people that he talks to, whose job is his DJ. You're going to ask him, who is he talking to? Because all of his friends just left. I'm sorry. Does he live in a little town in Mississippi where like he can't possibly know anyone else in the entire world? Why is this an immediate thought for her to go to? I am very confused. I don't understand. So he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, somebody texted you from a number I didn't recognize. Girl, what numbers in his phone would you recognize? Have you committed all of his friends' numbers by heart? He doesn't have this person's number saved in his phone. He doesn't have any of the call logs saved so that you can, I guess, do more research to figure it out. Girl, call Neve and call whatever his name is and get them to do a reverse search on that number so that you could be at ease, because right now this questioning him is too much. So then Steven gets up because he's frustrated and upset at her for like making something out of absolutely nothing. Like, listen, guys, is that the thing now, what we're doing? Your significant other receives a text from a number that is not stored in their phone and in which they don't have any kind, like, Steven doesn't reply to that person. Did he look at his phone and go, oh, I don't know who this is. Please tell me who you, like, did he not, there's just questions I have. I could see if he had replied to the number, but he didn't. The number just came at him. If he is cheating, then girl, just get out of it. But don't go through this like painstaking situation with someone who you don't live with. So he stands up and he's like, Martine, you're doing this again. Like, you're doing this again. I've already apologized. I thought we got past this. And she's just like, no, Steven. And she takes her hands and she pushes him. And then he's like, don't touch me. Don't push me. She does it again. And then he's like, I'm not engaging, right? Because this is what he needs to do, is not engage. And then he turns around, goes to drink some water. She goes to slap the water out of his hands. I'm going to tell you right now, male, female, I don't care. Don't take anything out of my hands. Ever. Don't move something out of my hand. Don't do that to me. So she did that. And then he somehow, she backs up out of it. And he's trying to explain something to her. He's getting upset and he claps at her. And she says, don't clap at me. And I said, you just put your hands on him and push him and almost slap something out of his hands. And he claps at you and you're going to act like as a female, you're so disrespected in this moment. This is why sometimes I cannot 100% be supporting the women the way I want to support them. Because that doesn't make any sense to me. That you would put your hands on him, but he merely claps at you because you're coming at him about something ridiculous and you're acting like you are being disrespected and called out your name because he claps at you. I also hate that I watched Happily Ever After, the tell-all, and when someone does this and they're like, take your finger out of my face or don't point at me. When people say things like that in an argument, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Don't point at you. I can do what I want. I'm not touching you. I'm not in your face. Don't point at you. Who do you think you are to where you can do whatever you want to me, but the minute I raise my voice or clap my hands or have any kind of gesture, you're going to tell me to not gesture? Or when people are like, don't roll your eyes at me. Like, who are you? Don't roll my eyes at you. What? Anyways, that's just how I feel about that. So she says, finally, what she's feeling is that he makes her feel insecure and that she's not this person. And I'm like, oh, but you are this person, because if you weren't this person, you wouldn't be acting like this. Like, I hate when people say that, when they're like, this is not who I am. I'm not this person. You're making me be this way. No. They're not making you be anything. You have a choice in each moment to walk away and back out and be like, you know what? This is too much for me. I don't want to yell at you. Like, if I ever get to a place where I want to holler at somebody in public, I know that relationship is over. That is just what I know. Because I don't ever want to yell at anybody. But if you make me want to do that, I will. Then you like want to fight, and then you recognize the fact that you just like double up on somebody. So you're like, oh my God. Okay, put my hands down. I've got to go. I want to fight you, and I'm not a person who fights in public. It's like, you drove me to drink. Nobody told you to drink? Anyways, so when Martine says that she's not this person and Steven makes her feel insecure, all I said to myself was, this is the time to go, Martine. Because she said something in front of his friends along the same line. Like, if we don't take it to the next level, then we're going to break up, in front of his friends. And Steven's like, what does that mean? And she's just like, it is what it is. I said what I said. Now, I'm not mad at her for saying it. I'm not mad at her for saying it, period, but I'm mad at her for saying it in front of his friends, because I don't like when people try to manipulate situations by getting other people involved. I don't like the way she tried to manipulate the daughter. I don't like the way she's trying to low-key manipulate the parents and the family to get him to like take it to the next level with her. The truth is that she needs to She needed to go to the island this time and say, hey, this is what I want from you. You need to let me know after I leave here what it is that you want to do. If after a week of you thinking about it, your answer isn't let's move forward to the next thing, let's get married, or let's at least live together. Martine, come live here with me so that we can see if we get along. I cannot go to Florida because of my daughter. So here's what I can give you. I can give you a situation where you come and live here on the island with me for a year. And if after a year, everything is okay and we're getting along and it feels right, then we can get married. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to do that, to like make those, like put timelines on stuff. And everyone's like, oh, you can't put a timeline on it. I'm like, yes, you can. Because as that time approaches, then you'll be like, oh, I don't want this. Or, oh my God, I really want this, you know? Anyways, so that's how I feel about that. She ends up slamming the door and walking away from him. Next couple that we're going to talk about is Mark and Kay. Ooh, this is an interesting situation because I am not on Mark's side at all. I am unable to see his side of it at all, you guys. And normally I try to be very like on both people's sides to get their point of view. You know, I do try, not to say I do it all the time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, you guys, if you haven't. Thank you. Thanks, Tiana, for reminding everybody. I just think that Kay and Mark is asking her to do a lot, and he's not willing to do anything in this part of the relationship. I don't know if he's willing to pay for her whole entire life. Not sure. Hi, Brooke. Welcome to the room. Okay, so Kay, she's ended up saying this night they go to dinner with her friend Vicky. Okay, Vicky is her homegirl. And she's feeling some type of way because I believe this is the same day or maybe the day after that Mark has given her the ultimatum. And she doesn't like ultimatums, okay? She doesn't want them. She doesn't see the need for them in this moment, in this time, because she takes her life day by day. And an ultimatum is looking way too much in the future. And that ultimatum is that if she doesn't want to go and move to California with him and doesn't make that decision to do so by the time he leaves, then they're breaking up. They're not going to continue their online relationship the way they have. He's never coming back to the island to have amazing sex with her. And so they get to there and they sit down, and Vicky doesn't speak very much English. And at this point, poor Kay is taxed because she has been speaking a foreign language for the last week and a half or whatever. I don't know how long he's been there, but he says he's got 4 days left. Now, it's got to be hard for her because as much as she learned English, I don't know that she had super and that much opportunity to speak it on a daily to where it wasn't like she was growing brain cells in order to do so. Like whenever I go to a foreign place, I am like, whenever I'm in like a Latin American country where they speak Spanish, there's a point where, because my Spanish is so limited, where I'm just like, I lose words that I know because I'm so nervous. I can do my app and know all the things and like, I'm like, oh, here's my suitcase, here's my ticket. But when I'm in the space, I'm like, una maleta y my boleto boulevard. Like, what is the word? You know what I'm saying? So like, I can only imagine Kay is having a hard time, and she's doing a great job. But he says that he doesn't want to learn Spanish because it is very hard for him to learn a different language. And because it's so hard, it makes him feel like a failure. And so he'd rather not start to learn the language if him and her aren't going to actually go anywhere, because it would be too hard for him. And Kay was very correct. Thank you so much, Marie, for that super sticker. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. So Kay says, there are certain things that she needs to do. She needs to move to California. She needs to learn to speak English. She needs to make the decision about what she wants to do. And it's like, what are you doing? What is he doing? And so her friend says, you need to learn Spanish. And he's like, oh, no, not yet. What do you mean, oh, no, not yet? Mark even admits that the reason why they're able to have the relationship that they have right now is because she learned English. even though he was in Argentina for a full-on 6 months helping her. And so I'm just confused. So they're talking in Spanish, right? And he keeps telling her, háblame más despacio, por favor, right? And I'm like, I get it. So she's like, okay. She's like speaking slowly, and he's still like, just won't. He is blocked. He's scared. He's nervous. Like there's too much going on for him. And so she ends up having a conversation with her friend, and he feels left out. He feels like it was when he was in Argentina. And she's like, first of all, you never told me how you felt about me speaking Spanish around people. But also, I'm tired of speaking English. I am tired of speaking English. It is a lot on me. And I would just like to sit down and speak to somebody in my language so that I don't have to think about every word that I say. And where's his phone? Where's his translator app? You know what I'm saying? Like he's not even giving it anything. Where's your translator app? He could easily have a conversation with her and put his words in a translator app and then say the words back to her. And she could help him learn English so much faster because she will explain to him like how the translator app is wrong or like how they said it to where it didn't make any sense, whatever. It is just a lot. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm on her side for that. So she makes him feel uncomfortable at dinner, but he rolls with the punches because, whatever. He really loves her. And the next morning, they have this whole like weirdness with the toilet because she thinks that the toilet overflowed because you can't flush toilet paper down this thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I remember that life. Yeah, no toilet paper down the fucking thing. Toilet, sorry. Because no toilet paper down the thing is annoying. So he's like, it wasn't me. And then it was a little bit of whatever. And then they ended up eating breakfast on the veranda. He makes her breakfast. And then she explains to him how she feels. And she says like, part of me feels like I have to go to California because of what you did for me coming to Argentina. And he's like, I want you to know that me coming to Argentina had nothing to do with, no, I want you to know that I don't hold that against you. I did that out of love. I did that because I loved you. And I said to myself, you know what? At least Mark is that. At least he's not holding like, come on, I went and stayed with you. It's for 6 months in Argentina. The least you can do is come stay with me for 6 months in California. Like the girl is a recovering addict. You know what I'm saying? Like not a recovering addict. She's an addict, right? She's an addict. Anyone who is addicted to any kind of substance, they heretofore become addicts and they remain addicts. And, because they just have that, they're predisposed. They have that tendency. They can't do that thing anymore, So she is happy on the island. She loves it there. Like you got to think about her mental capabilities as well as somebody who you never know how being in California is going to stress her out. I love California boots the house down. Okay. I'm a Cali girl through and through. But California is hard. Even if you live in Manchester Beach or Venice Beach or whatever beach he lives on, it is still a lot. It's nothing compared to the easy breezy, beautiful island life. Nothing. Island life, weather, atmosphere, food, feeling, for me, is superior than that of California. I would absolutely love to come and visit California for a month or visit the States for a month. But I've been telling you guys, if I had the opportunity and I could still make the same amount of money to move to an island and I still had Wi-Fi, I would go. I would go. Because it makes me feel free and beautiful and supple and alive. So asking her to move to, listen, if he had been asking her to move to New York City, I would have just been like, you're crazy. And it's not like California is the worst place in the US for her to go. But she doesn't want to. She's never felt any desire to go to the States. So she really asks him, if I move, I'm going to have to learn more English. And what are you doing? What are you doing? And that's my question for it too. Ramsterdam is pointing out a very good point. 65 people in the room, 39 likes. People, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Sing for you guys. Thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. I said thumbs, 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 thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Yay. Yeah. Marie says, yep, some people just don't realize how self-centric they are, I guess. And it's because he really does feel like the life he can provide in California is probably better than what she's doing on the island. Like I imagine that most Americans who say, yeah, come to the States, they just intrinsically believe that their way of life is better. And I'm not sure because I didn't pay attention to this kind of stuff, but I think that in American schools, we're taught that America, like, right, every country, right, is not, are they taught that? But like in the United States, it's especially specific that we're taught that the United States is the most amazing, it's the greatest country in the earth, right? And here's the truth. Would I want to go live anywhere else that didn't have the infrastructure as, like, let's say, Iceland, the US, England, like infrastructure boots the house down, okay? But there's still a lot of corruption here. There's still a lot of, like, Katrina is a very good example of how the United States does not give a shit about certain people of their country, and they will just let places just die, and they will let places shrivel up, and economies will go down, and there'll be some places in the US that look and are poorer than places in Central America, places on the island of Hispaniola. Like, as much as the United States is like big ups, and it's true, there are still some really terrible areas it is very shameful to the US. There's some shameful ass counties and towns and cities in the US that would put any, Bayesian town that anyone calls poor to shame. That would, literally. I've seen poor in the US in a way I've never seen it on the islands. So it's not like it's not everything, but these people truly believe that they are giving you the opportunity of a lifetime, and that you should be grateful for it, and that you should recognize what you have. So there's that. El Boogie, oh my God, I haven't seen you in such a long time. How art thou? The only time I ever see you is in Nikki Star TV's lives. And I just be a little bit like, haven't seen El Boogie in a long time. Wonder if I upset this person. Okay, you want to come on my channel, it's fine, I understand. But welcome. LaDonna B, hello. Thank you so much. Marie, we're number one according to some. Sweep it under the rug. Like, I do think that we're up there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the $1 trillion debt is something else. A lot of countries got debt. I'm really surprised when I hear how much debt the US is in. But I guess I just see the benefits in some. I see the benefits in all places, and the atmosphere and the stress-free living for me of an island or like a Caribbean nation would be amazing. Okay. Ramsterdam says, now you guys, Ramsterdam is from Amsterdam. She says, she says, the US is one of the most amazing places to live for the most part, but you have to bring your dollars. I love the US more than I can express, but that doesn't mean there aren't huge flaws. Oh, yeah. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, listen, I don't ever want to be the person that's like, America's the best country in the world, because I honestly haven't been in every country. I say it's the better one for me to live in, for sure. But, and it's so funny because whenever I talk about the US like this, I always get somebody commenting and being like, well, go live somewhere else then. And I'm always like, did you hear the whole sentence that I said? Or like, is it because you want me to be like in this cult of the United States of America where it's like, if I'm not with it 100%, then I deserve to die? Calm down. Anyways, so that is where it is. Mark is just like, he just really thinks, that what he's offering her is better than anything else. Okay. Yay, El Boogie. Yay. Love you too, girl. or guy, not sure. Love you. Okay, so let's move on to the next couple. Let's talk about my faves. Okay, let's talk about my favorites. My favorites. So this is Ariana and Sherlin. Ariana is 6 months pregnant. Sherlin, she's 6 months pregnant, 25 years old. She was only with Sherlin for 17 days in Jamaica, and then she got pregnant and went home and found out and told him. And then Sherlin is 35 years old. He works at a swingers resort as well as his father's boat. Oh, I lived in Sicily for 3 years and life was easy. Ugh, this sounds amazing. Ugh. Thank you so much for being there. Anywho, so in this episode, they are in the bus. Yeah. Is that what you're ready for me to say? Yeah. Okay. Yep, where people act like because there are countries that have more problems, anytime someone complains about the injustices here, we're just entitled whiners. It's annoying. Okay, so they're on this bus and they're going to talk to a lawyer. And before they get off the bus, she makes a comment about him not actually financially helping her at all. And now she's had to do everything by herself thus far. And he gets upset and he's like, man, I want to just get off this bus. And she's like, calm down. It's just, it is what it is. Like, I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say. She's like, you might be the parent, but I'll be the one taking care. And then she makes a comment about him being a gentleman. Like they get off the bus and he gets off first. And she's like, yeah, can you help me down and be a gentleman? She makes that comment. And I'm like, okay. And my first thought is, that is toxic behavior. You don't need to shame someone or talk about the way someone is treating you in public in order to get them to do it. You tell them once, you tell them twice, maybe you tell them a third time if you're really in love. Hey, when we're in public, I would really love it if you would open doors for me, hold my hand, because that's not innate in everybody. Not all people are taught to do that. Not all people want to do that. So if a man doesn't open doors for you and, hold your hand as you walk down steps or walk on the side of the street, walk on the sidewalk that's closest to the street, or do those things that some men know to do, you either need to tell them or they do not want to do that with you because they don't see any desire or need to protect you. Okay, so you need to figure out which one it is and then do what you need to do. And if it still doesn't happen, then walk away from that situation, because nitpicking about stuff like that is ridiculous to me. That's just how I feel. So they get off and they get into one of the smallest rooms I've ever seen anyone ever have. I mean, literally the room that this woman is sitting in is a closet. Okay, it is an absolute the mops should have been behind her. Where's the broom? Where's the mops? Should have been behind her. This is a closet space. So they're meeting a woman to talk, a lawyer or someone to talk about immigration and possibly doing the K1 visa. Now Sherlin says in his clearest man voice he could ever say, I don't want to marry her because we don't know each other long enough, and I think marriage is a very big deal. And so I would like to go to the States and visit her and be there and do these things to decide whether or not we want to do the K1 visa. So what are my other options? Tourist visa? Woman's like, yeah, tourist visa. She's also like, you don't want to marry her? And he's like, not to tell her I don't love her, or I don't want to marry her. I'm saying not right now. And then Wahima Lino said, not never. He does not want to marry you. You are annoying him. I'm annoyed by you. And I don't want him to marry you. So I have never even thought that either. I've never, like in this situation, I have never been like, man has rights, he needs to walk away. Like, because of the way Ariana is behaving, I just am on Sherlin's side so much. She's like, I don't want you to come to the US just because I say so. I want you to want to come. And I'm like, girl, he's giving you all signs telling you he doesn't want to come. So stop talking about it. Like, just because you have him as your husband doesn't mean that your life is going to be any better. Doesn't mean he's going to actually help you take care of the kid. Doesn't mean that he's going to be financially responsible enough to help you do anything. It's like she thinks that if she could just get him to the US, that he will just like fall in love with her and have an amazing work ethic and be an amazing father. All of those things may not never come to fruition. And you may have just brought somebody to the cold ass US who is unhappy, who doesn't like you, who now sees all of these other people that he can be in a relationship with. Like, this man is not going to be faithful to you, 25-year-old Ariana, who just complains about everything. Girl, you're old enough to know what you did. You're old enough to be responsible for your situation. You are going to be a single mother, but you have your tribe. You have a group of wonderful women who are surrounding you. You will be fine. She keeps saying, like, you're not going to be a real parent because you're not going to be there. And I'm like, girl, like, did her father leave her? Did she have some very, like, specific situation happen in her life to where she was like, this was not my plan. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to raise my kid with somebody because, you know, maybe she saw what her mother went through, or she, you know, felt like her father really wasn't present in her life, even though maybe financially he supported. Girl, I don't know, but there's some baggage there that she's going to have to work through and leave Sherlin alone. Because he can only give her so much. She didn't pick somebody that that could give her all of that. And so Sherlin is in his confessionals, and he literally asks everybody behind the camera, the producer, you know, everybody. He's like, would you guys want to marry somebody that you've only met for 17 days? Would you want to then have to come to the US and get married to them in 90 days? And everyone's like, no, 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 no. And I said, exactly. Her expectations are unrealistic, and she's being annoying about it. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the super chat. If Sherlin could take back that night, he would. He absolutely would. I mean, wouldn't you have assumed that a woman coming to a to a vacation would be on some kind of birth control? Wouldn't you assume that? I mean, come on now. I mean, him not for marry she, him not for marry she, him not gonna marry she, he no gonna marry she, he not for marry she, he no gonna marry she, he no wanna marry she, he not gonna marry she. This is not happening. They're not getting married. Like, it is not happening, you guys. It is not happening. So he decides to do the tourist visa. And listen, the tourist visa is a much better deal. Listen to me. 4 months he can stay. He can stay in the US for 4 months. And then he'd have to come back to Jamaica for 2 months. And then he can go back for another 4 months. So if he gets his, what does he have to get? A letter from his job showing that he is able-bodied and working back, and so therefore has something to come back to Jamaica for, and passport ID, then they can get the process started. And then the lady even says it's still going to only be 50-50 if he is accepted to go. And she's like, okay, well, let's get it started. Let's get it go, because I really want you there for the birth of our child. And I was just like, okay, I can see her really wanting him there for that. I can see that. But like, it is just like, I mean, it is a lot. And I'm like, 4 months. Also, she has to realize that, like, even if he does come to the US, he's not going to be able to work, right, until he gets his green card or his work permit. So if he were to do the 90-day fiance thing, then it would take him like a year before he could actually financially support her and help. And I don't think him just taking care of the kid is going to make her feel comforted. There are a lot of women out there who I think in their mind's eye, Amber being one of them, who would like to think that they'd be okay with taking care of somebody. And then when they realize the reality of taking care of that person, they're just like, oh, shoot, I don't want to do this. I want you to get a job so you could take care of yourself and me. Then we've got, she wants to say, I need you to understand how much I've sacrificed for this. And I would like everyone in the audience to tell me what it is that she has sacrificed. Okay, here's my question. Did she find out she was pregnant, wanted to get an abortion, but then told him, and he said, no, 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 Don't do that. I want my child. I want this baby. I want this baby to be born. And then she said to him, okay, are you going to come here and help me raise this kid? Are you going to be able to send me $50 US every month? And did he say yes? And then I can say that she sacrificed for him. But otherwise, what did you sacrifice, ma'am? It's your body. It's your choice. So don't put that on him. Don't put it on him unless he begged you to have the baby. Unless he begged you. So anyways, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Everyone's like, I don't know, girl. I don't know what she sacrificed for him. Hello, I've never seen this person. Hania, thank you so much for joining us. It feels like she was extremely embarrassed and now is desperately trying to save face. Girl, it's 2021. How are you going to be embarrassed that you had a baby? Like, what? I mean, I guess, girl, but like, it's 2021. You're 25 years old and you are embarrassed that you were pregnant? What conservative community do you come from that I'm not aware of? I mean, like, I can see if she was like Mormon or some really conservative like community where like, you know, she may have strayed a little bit, but in order to make it better, she just needs to get married. Like, I guess, but girl, I don't understand. Sacrifice the major weight loss she had before she got preggo. I mean, I think she could go back to the major weight loss after she has the baby. And honestly, she didn't have to stop working out. I know plenty of women who work out during pregnancy. You don't have to overeat during pregnancy either. You can eat. you just talk to your doctor, make sure you eat, you know, what you're supposed to eat, and you can still go on walks, you can still do your squats, you can still, you know what I'm saying, just be healthy about it. I don't know. She's the mother of the child, that's the badge she's wearing. Oh, she got a badge and a crown, okay? She's waiting for him to present her a scepter and a throne. I'm the mother of your child. You are a girl that I had sex with that one time who did not get rid of the baby. That's who you are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marsha. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to our last couple. Our last couple that we're going to talk to about today are Amber and Daniel. And this makes me so sad because Amber is so... I like Amber. I think she's lovely. I love the fact that she's a hard worker, and I love the fact that she loves Daniel. I think Daniel is so cute. And I just feel so bad for her because this is not going to work because Daniel is too young for her. He's too young for her. She's going to, like the Israeli man who lives next door said, she's going to have to be girlfriend, mother, lover, you know, doctor, therapist, all those things for him. He is not where he needs to be. He's only 23 years old. He's had a hard life. We learned a lot about Daniel this episode. We learned that Daniel, when he was 16 years old, because of all the corruption and the poverty in Venezuela, he was walking down the street going to the store. And because he didn't want to give the cops the money that he had on, the cops shot him in the shoulder and in the leg. And he ended up, for their own safety and their own health, him and his brother had to go and live in Costa Rica to like get away from all that. And so they got away from a lot of violence and turmoil. And, you know, they're happy here in Costa Rica. So Amber has been mad at Daniel for a couple of days now because of the situation at the bar with Carolina. And it really embarrassed Daniel. And he said he saw a different side of Amber that he doesn't necessarily like or love. And he doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to feel this way. He doesn't want to be embarrassed in front of his friends and family because she's frustrated with him because he didn't take a 2-hour bus ride and wait, you know, somewhere to get some papers. And so she then goes next door and speaks to the neighbors, who are people who I guess have a home in Costa Rica. And they are, one is from Canada and the other one is from Israel. And they either live there full time or part of the time. And the wife was talking about how if she were in Canada currently, she would be under a lot of restrictions because Canada, at least at the time that this is happening, is under a quarantine and they can't really leave the house and do whatever. So she just like got on a plane and went to Costa Rica so she could breathe. And I said, hey, why didn't I think of that? Except for I worked all throughout the pandemic, so it's not like I could go somewhere. But girl, if I could just hunker down in a tropical area, oh, she would have hunkered down. She would have hunkered down. Okay, so she goes to the next door neighbor. She talks to them and she says, you know, I'm really frustrated with him because I worry that he's doing things, you know, if this girl's going to come up him to a bar and start talking to him while I'm there, what is he doing when I'm not here? Also, he's not doing his side of it. Like, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, but Daniel hasn't. And so then they give her a little perspective and they say, you know what, you're right. That we can see why you're frustrated. We can see why you would be disappointed in Daniel at this point. However, just so you know, it is 2 hours by bus away, one, and everything moves slowly. She says going to the bank takes an entire day. You know, it's like you think you would just go in and get a thing done and you'd be done in 2 hours. She's like, no, you got to go there and possibly set up the appointment. And then you got to leave and come back and come to the appointment. Like, it's a lot. They don't move fast. They move at the snail's pace. And so in order for him to have the time to do all those things, he did need to quit his job. Also, because she was coming to visit, he did need to quit his job so that he could be with her. And so now she feels like the pressure is put back on her again. And they're like, you know what? He's not wrong. He's not wrong, but this is kind of what needs to happen. However, he is young. And, you know, Amber ends up asking them if they've seen any girls come around. And they're like, no. And I said, did a producer make you say that? And then 2, did you warn them you were going to say that prior to? Because if a producer is going to make me say something that is mildly inappropriate or puts people who I value as friends in an awkward situation, I would give them a heads up that I'm going to ask that. Because if that were me and somebody were to be like, have you seen any girls around the house? I would be like, no, even if I had, because I don't want to get in this shit. Oh, I would absolutely lie. I don't want to get in this. I'm sorry, Amber, you and I are not friends like that, but I actually have to live next door to Daniel. You think I'm going to blow his spot up to get involved in your messiness? Huh? No. I'm not going to stir that pot, girl. I'm not going to stir that pot. Oh my God, now I know your name. Now I know your name. Yeah, that wasn't a valid reason. I was trying to figure out what she was saying. She was being sacrificed. Oh, you're still talking about that. Now I know your name. Creative cutie, I know your name now. So yeah, I just was like really uncomfortable with that line of conversation. So then they basically give her a hug and say, like, you know, if he were to bring other people around the house, I would punch him in the face for you. And they're like, he really does. Whenever we ask him about you, he lights up because he really does love you. And I'm like, what's not to love? Amber is cute. She's got her shit together. You know, they say that she's a workaholic, which makes me like her even more. And she just is like, I'm like, yeah, girl, but you're going to have those problems with him when he gets to the States too. He's going to be bored. He's going to be lonely in the States. He's going to just play video games. He's not going to be able to work for a long time. And when he is able to work, what is he going to do? Is he going to be a bar back? Is he going to be able, you know, what is he going to do? What is he going to do when he first gets here? You're going to better hope there's like a Target warehouse that he could go work at, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's very few, you know, you could do, there's a lot of manual labor work too, but it's like, oh, girl, like get him some, I don't know, girl, I don't know what he's going to do. So she's got at least 2 years of being frustrated with him, money-wise, right? So he then is having a talk with his brother when she goes away and like goes to talk to the neighbors, and he says it's nice to kind of have her not in the house because of her negative energy, and this is not what he wanted. So his brother comes out, and him and his brother, they're both so cute, to have a conversation about Amber and what it's really going to be like. And he tells his brother that he was embarrassed with the way Amber behaved, and that, you know, he escaped like a life of like craziness and violence, and he doesn't want to come back to someone who's going to make his life not happy. And he's like, I don't know what I've done to make her not have trust issues, but we need to have trust because we you know, so far away from each other. And he doesn't like it. He's like, this is not for me. And I feel bad that he feels that way. I feel bad that they have such a like cultural miscommunication right now, that there's nothing that can kind of solve it unless Amber just like chills. And I imagine someone who works as hard as she does and is, you know, probably very driven and very forward and very like loving and always puts her heart out there, but has not necessarily received that in the past coming back at her, that it's going to be hard for her because Daniel is not that guy yet. He can be that guy, but she's going to have to be patient and kind of turn him into the guy. And also, he loves her now, but will he love her forever? How do you have a 23-year-old make that decision? How as a 23-year-old do you move? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's an idea that like, so if the genders were different, if Amber was a 33-year-old man and Daniel was a 23-year-old girl, we're like, oh, okay, she would just go there and live and that'd be it. She'd just be like a housemaker and maybe go back to school and like he would just pay for everything and she would just, you know, need to have the kids and like she could eventually better herself if there's time. But the difference is that Amber is not the male, right? And she has said that she wants to be taken care of, that she wants to be loved and doted on. And like, because Daniel is a man that is going to have to be taken care of by her for at least 2 years if he were to, after he gets to the US, like it's just going to make her mad. So that's the difference. The difference is that not only is he very young, he doesn't have any earning potential right now. And so she's going to have to carry that load for longer than I think she wants to. She doesn't even want to carry it now. So I'm like, the only way that you could actually do that is if you move to Costa Rica so that you could then be like, okay, we're in your land, your settings, take care of me. But you can't expect somebody to come to your country and then take care of you. It's going to be a while before they can. So you need to understand that you're going to have to be what you don't want to be for a longer period of time, and then hope that he actually does live up to what it is that he said he's going to do and your expectation of him. And that after all of that, he still wants to be in a relationship with you. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know what? Yeah, they do. However, I feel like Ashley was willing to take care of Jay for however long. Is that what you guys got? I don't know. I don't recall them, and I hated their whole segment, so I didn't really pay attention after a while. But to me, it felt like Ashley was willing to be the man and was willing to let Jay kind of figure what all he wanted to do. But when he first got there, he just messed up so quickly that there was no way for us to really see if that was the case. Ramsterdam says, yes, she must have seen the success stories by Molly and Darcy and Kalani and Stephanie and Ashley. And oh, the read. Amsterdam. It has a red. Okay, the library is what? Open, and reading is fundamental. The read for that, Amsterdam. You ain't never told a lie. You ain't never told a lie. Everybody is on your side. Everybody. Woo! Yeah. Woo, you ain't never told. I mean, listen. Amsterdam. That was very insightful. Okay, good. It was good. That's a good one. But I'm like, maybe it could work. Maybe. All right. So that's the end of this recap, you guys. Thank you for holding on with me for a good 58 minutes. Let's have a couple of seconds of us talking about what, let me look at the comments and see what you guys are saying. Then he's also so young. She needs to find someone older. I agree. But you can't really help who you fall in love with. So the fact that she's fallen in love with this person, Daniel seems so charismatic, and he probably rocks her socks. You know what I'm saying? So like, she's like, yes, I want to take this person. This person that thinks I'm so awesome, and this person loves me so much. Because you can only imagine. I mean, listen, I have had the adoration of a young, Central American in my life, and it is that kind of adoration is like, it's a confidence boosting. Not that young, not 23. But like, it's confidence boosting because they're like, you're so great and you're so smart and you do all these things and that's so cool. Because in their world, women like Amber don't exist. And not to say in their country, I'm not saying that. I'm saying in his world, in his sphere of the women he probably deals with, it's not somebody like Amber. It's a different, she's probably bringing a different vibe. She's coming in with confidence. She's coming in with a sense of knowing herself. She's coming in with like loving to dance and like, he has seen the best of her, the carefree of her. And she has her own money and doesn't need to look to him for shit. Like that pressure of like needing to be something, and providing is not on him right now. So he doesn't know. If I remember correctly, Ashley was expecting Jay to take care of her, at least was not? What is this? Yeah, I remember correctly. LDT, Ashley was expecting for Jay to take care of her, at least not from the start. I'm not understanding, but I think I know what you mean. Sabine says, Ram, don't forget Kalani and the Swelu. I don't know how old he is, but he's a child. Ugh. Did you guys watch HEA, the tell-all? Did you guys watch that tell-all? First of all, where was Kalani when, did you guys clock the fact that Kalani told Natalie that she would have her back when they were sitting in like the green room area, and then when they get on stage and everyone starts to attack Natalie, where's Kalani? Huh? Where was you, Kalani? Huh? How come you step up and save your girl Natalie? Because she wrong. So don't make promises you can't keep, child. Okay, Amber needs to save that visa money and go to Miami instead. Find herself a hot Latino who's already in the U.S. Speak a word, girl. Speak a word. He fell for Vacation Amber. But I do think Vacation Amber is a part of who Amber is, right? Like Vacation Amber can easily be U.S. Amber when Amber isn't having to pay all the bills and work overtime in order to sustain them. We are all fun when we don't have to work for every morsel in our lives. Swelu is slow. We don't know that. Jasmine says, as much as Amber is frustrated, I also think that she likes the fact that he's dependent on her. Girl. The tell-all is a mess. Oh, it's a whole mess. Have you guys seen it? Oh, it's Sunday. I forget. If you guys have Discovery Plus, the tell-all dropped like Saturday morning. So I watched it yesterday. If you guys didn't watch it, my bad. But clock that moment, okay? Gigi says, but she wants more than he is capable of giving right now, financially or emotionally. He's been through a lot. Yes, Gigi. I'm going to leave that up here for everybody to read this. So read it in your own time. Read it out loud, class. Go. Exactly. And we do not know if he will ever be able to give that. We simply do not know. Because here's what I tend to think. Whenever somebody comes from another country, for the most part, if they don't come on a K1 visa, they come on another kind of visa, they're somebody who's super educated and possibly pretty wealthy in their country of origin. Okay? Their family has a little bit of money. They've had education. You know what I'm saying? And they're here on some kind of either work visa or school visa, right? All of the foreigners that I have met that have come here without the K1 visa are here because whatever it is that they bring to the States, the United States finds as valuable. And that is usually education or job, or their family just has a lot of money. So those people come to the US and make a life for themselves usually, and do well for themselves because they already were doing that in their own country. That is not the same for everyone who comes here. Sometimes people come here and all they're going to do is like work a basic job. Because whether or not they're in the States or back home, that is just who they are ambitious-wise as a person, which is nothing wrong with that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that person's going to be able to take care of you for the rest of their lives. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean that. You have to understand that that is where how you're going to be living. Like, and I think Amber wants a certain lifestyle, and I don't know that Daniel's going to ever be able to truly give her that. I don't know. I'm not saying that he won't. I'm saying I don't know, because he's 23. And like, is he in school? Is he planning on going to school? What does he want to do? What is he doing in Venezuela? I mean, I'm sorry. What was he doing in Costa Rica? He was working at a hotel, I believe, right? He was working at a resort. There are no resorts in Florida. I mean, maybe there are resorts in Florida, right? But like, is he going to go do that work in Florida? Like, what is he going to do comparable to what he does there? We don't know his skill set. Does she know his skill set? Sabine says, not only has Daniel been a lot, but he also has a brother who's glued to his hip, and he wants to go to the States to bring the rest of his family. He's not trying to take care of that girl. Yeah, I do believe that he loves Amber, but in my mind, he loves Amber, and he loves the fact that he could possibly get his family to the U.S. and in safer conditions. But it's too young to tell what his potential is going to be, and we don't know what that is. But like, what I do know is that in his mind, Amber has worked before him. Amber is older than him. She's always worked. She's going to remain working, and so possibly it could be it could be a Pedro and Chantel situation where Chantel is like, I want you to work to take care of me. And Pedro's like, but you're the American. You could work to take care of you, and I could work to take care of my family. And you. But my family. Especially because you don't have my kid. Like, honestly, it'd be here's the truth. I truly and honestly believe that if Shantae and Pedro had a child, Pedro would not be sending all the money and doing all the things for his other family, because he wouldn't be able to, because of what the child needs. Also, there are some people who their priorities are not about necessarily the kid, because already you're in the US, right? I'm already in the US. My kid already has a better shot than I ever had. So like, why would I need to put any energy into that? Like, it's just like, really, people think that they don't get it. They just really think, they're like, well, you're an American. You could make all the money in the world. All you have to do is try. So just make all the money. And I'm going to love you, but I'm also going to give my money to other people who can't make all the money. Doesn't that make sense? Why are you watching the next Family, Chantel? I always do. Now, whether or not I talk about it, can't always do it. But now that I'm just dedicated to doing lives only and not doing dedicated videos, then I probably will be able to. But yes, I will. Alexis, what do you mean pull a Pedro? I'm feeling a little like, what do you mean pull one? Like, that's obviously what that's obviously what a lot of people would do. Like, that is what you do. Is when you get to the US, you bring your family to the US. Because you want to be with your family. And you want them to live in the States. Unless you truly don't like the States. And you're just like, no, girl, stay where you are. It's better there. Anywho, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining this live. I appreciate it all of a sudden. I want to thank Alexis, Saraya, Sabine. Alexis, thank you for the super chats. You're lovely. Thank you to Creative Cutie. Everybody who's in the room, all my moderators, Ramsterdam and Tiana, and everyone who's been engaging with me. I absolutely love you guys, honor you guys, cherish you guys. Thank you so much. You all have a fantastic week. Again, I am flying out on Wednesday. I don't know when Chris and I are going to be able to do our show. I don't know when I'm going to be able to talk about any of the other shows, but I will have that, spotty hotel Wi-Fi. So I'll jump on at some point and talk to you guys. Ramsterdam, don't know. Oh my God, Mona, how have you been, girl? How have you been? I hope you're well. Thank you guys. Have an amazing week. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Bye-bye.